Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses. And this is Language Universal from the Encyclopedia of Freemasonry by Albert G. Mackey. Language Universal. The invention of a universal language which men of all nations could understand and through which they could communicate their thoughts has always been one of the utopian dreams of certain philologists. In the 17th century, Dalgarno had written his Ars Signorum to prove the possibility of a universal character and a philosophical language. About the same time, Bishop Wilkins published his essay towards a real character and a philosophical language. And even the mathematical Leibniz entertained the project of a universal language for all the world. It is not therefore surprising that when the so-called Leland manuscript stated that the Masons concealed a universal language, Mr. Locke, or whoever was the commentator on that document, should have been attracted by the statement. A universal language, he says, has been much desired by the learned of many ages. It is a thing rather to be wished than hoped for. But it seems the Masons pretend to have such a thing among them. If it be true, I guess it must be something like the language of the pantomimes among the ancient Romans, who are said to be able by signs only to express and deliver any oration intelligibly to men of all nations and languages. The guess of the commentator was near the truth. A universal language founded on words is utterly impracticable. Even if once inaugurated by common consent, a thing itself impossible, the lapse of but a few years, and the continual innovation of new phrases would soon destroy its universality. But there are signs and symbols which by tacit consent have always been recognized as the exponents of certain ideas, and these are everywhere understood. It is well known that such a system exists over the vast territory occupied by the North American savages, and that the Indians of two tribes which totally differ in language, meeting on the prairie or in the forest, are enabled by conventional signs of universal agreement to hold long and intelligible intercourse. On such a basis, the universal language of Freemasonry is founded. It is not universal to the world, but it is to the craft. And a Mason of one country and language meeting a Mason of another can make himself understood for all practical purposes of the craft, simply because the system of signs and symbols has been so perfected that in every language they convey the same meaning and make the same impression. This, and this only, is the extent to which the universal language of Masonry reaches. It would be an error to suppose that it meets the expectations of Dalgarno or Wilkins or any other dreamer, and that it is so perfect as to supersede the necessity of any other method of intercommunication. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment, and if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Roses. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.